So we're looking today at the journey that children at Branson Juniors would take in order to learn written methods for subtraction. Now initially, again, they would work with concrete objects where they would have a set of objects and take some away to then count what they had left. But when they are ready to move on to written methods, we would start initially with a number line. Now, different to addition, because we're subtracting, we take a calculation, for example 12 take away 4, and we would start the other end of the number line and put the biggest number at the end of the number line. Then initially we would just do individual jumps backwards. So I'm taking away 4, so I need to go back 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then I'd verbally count, so 12, 11, 10, 9, 8 to get the answer. From that point, we might encourage them to take larger chunks. For example, if they were doing 23 take away 6, they might do a jump of 3. To get to 20, and then another jump of 3 to take them to 17. So it's breaking up the number for however it works for them and their mental ability to take away the required amount. And then finally, they move on to using the number line with slightly bigger numbers where they can partition to do the subtraction. So for example, 87 take away 43, bigger number at the start, then partition this into 40 and 3. So 87, I do a large jump to take away the 40, which would give me 47, and then a smaller jump to take away the 3 to give me 44. Once they've grasped that concept, we then move on to a formal column subtraction, initially where we wouldn't need to borrow from another column, also known as redistributing from another column. 8 ones take away 5 ones would be 3 ones. 7 tens take away 3 tens would be 4 tens. We'd also often encourage them to label the columns to help them line them up. Once they're confident in that concept, we then introduce them to borrowing from another column or redistribution. So, for example, we've got 318 subtract 145. 8 ones take away 5 ones leaves me with 3 ones. If I've got 1 10 and I need to take away 4 tens, I can't do that. So I need to take 100 from that column, leaves me with 2 hundreds, and then that would give me 11 tens or 110, because I've got my original 10 plus the 100 I borrowed from here gives me 110 or 11 tens. So 11 tens take away 4 tens gives me 7 tens, and then 200s take away 100 gives me 100. We would then introduce lots of varying difficulties with this, such as mixing place values. So for example, where we've got 134 subtract 96. This is why understanding this concept of lining the place value columns is so important. So where we do 4 take away 6, 4 ones take away 6 ones we can't do, so we have to borrow from the tens column, which would leave us with 2 tens, and would give us 14, the 4 ones plus the 1 10. So 14 take away 6 would be 8, 2 take away 9, or 2 tens take away 9 tens I can't do, so I have to take from the hundreds column, would leave me with 12 tens or 120. 12 tens take away 9 tens, would leave me with 3, and then no hundreds take away no hundreds. Not necessary to do really, but will leave me with no hundreds. We'd also look at some work with decimals. So for example, if we had 9.7 subtract 2.33, we would put the decimal place in line straight away. And then we also encourage children with their understanding of insignificant figures to put those in just to help their calculation. So where we have 0 hundredths take away 3 hundredths I can't do, so we borrow from the tenths column So then I've got 10 hundredths take away 3 hundredths would be 7 hundredths. 6 tenths take away 3 tenths leaves me with 3 tenths. 9 ones take away 2 ones leave me with 7. And that's the journey the children would take to develop their confidence in subtraction.